What is good, fellas? Today we are doing yet another educational video. I am on the walking pad getting my steps in. It's currently 9:30 in the morning and I'm already at 5,902 to be exact. So we are locked in. We are hitting 15K steps every day. Currently reversing out of the deficit, but enough about me. Let's get to the video. So the video today, I thought with summer around, it's pretty evident that many people can maintain a low body fat percentage, but it's also pretty evident that many people do not know how to maintain a low body fat percentage and how to actually adhere to the needs of your body at that percentage. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about stage lean, I'm not talking about 6%, I'm talking about 10 to 15% range, depending on genetics, which I'll get into in a little bit. But this is essentially a step-by-step or just a guide on how to maintain a lower body fat percentage and look better. Because when you are leaner, especially as a natural in photos, just in everyday life, you feel better, you look better. Everything feels just amplified as opposed to if you were bulking and being a chud. But let's get into it. So we need to understand that getting there, like getting to the body fat percentage that you desire or getting to the look, don't look at a body fat percentage, more so look at a look. And if you enjoy that look, stay there. If it's obviously healthy and not stage lean, like, striated glutes, but going below maintenance and doing these TDEE expenditure, like going crazy 15K steps and eating obviously less, you have to give your body a reason to lose weight, and it gets hard at times. It's tough because you're hungry, you're growling to the roof, you desire food, and it's much harder than if you were to maintain that physique. It's kind of common sense, don't really need to explain this, but peep the crazy natural lighting. This is when I first reintroduced carbs back in, or more carbs, like 500, and literally just stood up and there's veins popping through my abs, which is crazy. I've never seen that before. But I believe I can maintain this physique. Having a cup of joe, by the way. Come on now, we got some brown sugar, cinnamon, flavoring in there. It's just a great mix. But anyways, genetics. So if we take David Lade, for example, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but some people will be genetically able to maintain 10% body fat, while some 15% is the more comfortable range. And I'd say that the large majority of people watching are actually able to maintain 12 to 13% comfortably, and so many people underestimate their body fat. That is pretty lean. David Lade, I'd say in this image, is around 11%, maybe. I don't know, but it's just crazy to see how you could maintain such a low body fat percentage, and many people don't even, or just a healthy body fat percentage that looks really low, because our eyes have all been skewed into thinking that if I see an ab or just like a leg vein, I'm automatically 10%. You are not that lean, bro. Like, come on, pipe down. But it's crazy how much you can actually maintain comfortably if you actually put your mind to it and actually think about what you're doing. So the outliers, obviously, David Lade, Jeff Side, their fat distribution is actually top tier. Look, David Lade holds no fat in his midsection. He might actually have a tighter midsection than Callum, who just competed. It's kind of crazy. Or if he guest posed, I don't know. He doesn't look that conditioned. I don't know. I'm not gonna throw shots, but yeah, David is able to maintain such a lean physique. It's just also his upbringing. He was always skinny, scrawny. I feel like the more skinny people are gonna be able to maintain that leaner, more aesthetic, if you will, physique, as opposed to people who are grew up on the heavier side or the thick bone side. So that's just kind of the way you got to figure out your genetics. I can't speak for every single one of you, but I think I'm able to maintain on the lower end. I did grow up really skinny. I played a bunch of sports, so that's kind of giving me some intel onto what I can maintain and what I can't. TDE. So in order to eat more, you must expend more. If you are cutting, I'm going to talk about this later on. If you are cutting and then you're doing 15K steps a day, then the day that you end the cut, you just decide to do 6K steps, or just not even step at all and get 4K steps a day and eat maintenance calories, or what you thought was your maintenance calories. You're gonna gain weight like there's no tomorrow. That's the mistake that so many people make. And if you want your maintenance to be higher, just simply walk more. Just hop into TDE calculator. I put in my stats. Currently 198 in the morning, which is very light. 6'4", heavy exercise. I say I'm 12% body fat, and it says my maintenance is 3,583, which is right. I'm reversing out of the cut right now, 3,100 calories. I'll talk about that in the next slide. But yeah, just hop into this. This gives you a rough estimate. Obviously, more accurate is to just track over a week of time, maintain that weight, and see the average of the week, daily. So just divide by 7 and see the calories. So what you do is calculate all your calories for the week, divide by 7. That is your maintenance, if you were maintaining weight at that calories. So hormones and quality of life. If your sleep's cooked and your motivation to do daily tasks cook, libido's cook, do not try to maintain that body fat. This goes without saying. If you are trying to maintain such a low body fat, of course, there's a study that came out that I was looking at with Keenan, and I forget the one guy's name. He's like super lean all the time, where your body could actually adapt to that lower body fat if you force it to, but that takes like a year, and there's no point in doing that. You're gonna feel like absolute crap, but once you do, you reap the benefits. But still, there's no point in doing that, guys. Don't even try. Your test is most likely in the gutter if you are like have all these symptoms that I'm saying: low libido, sleep's cooked, motivation is just absolutely fried. You don't even want to get up, or you're just simply not eating enough fats. Again, 0.3 to 0.5 grams per pound. I do around 0.3 right now. I'm at like 65 grams of fat. So you also severely underestimate body fat, like I said. The whole spiel, like if you see a leg vein, a shoulder vein, or even a bicep vein, you're not automatically 10%. Everybody holds it differently. Like my triceps are completely feathered, and that would look like a stage lean tricep, but I'm nowhere close to stage lean, guys. You guys need to understand that everybody has different distributions. Like take deadlifts, for example. His midsection is coming in last, which is very odd when you're in a bodybuilding prep. Like my midsection comes in pretty quickly. It's just different for everybody, but his legs are miles leaner than mine. So come take this with a grain of salt. Like don't just look at other people. Again, compare to yourself like 2 years ago, a year ago, because the genetics are consistent. Comparison is the thief of joy when it comes to bodybuilding. Okay, now I want to talk about something that happens a lot in the cut. When you end the cut, you're actually cravings, especially if you were in a very aggressive deficit, your cravings are going to be through the roof. And then you binge, and then you feel like crap about it. Then you restrict the next day, do a bunch of cardio, then you binge again because you are absolutely like starving from like doing restricting. That's how you develop an ED, guys. We're not going to do that. That is like so pointless. Just whatever you're craving, have it, and then go on with your day. Like do the normal things to get the craving out of the way. I mean, I didn't really have that much craving. I had a bunch of fruit. There was one day where I went up to eat with a bunch of friends, and I had some like burger that was pretty good. But other than that, my cravings aren't that bad because I'm simply not aggressively dieting like to the point where I would want to end it all. And I'm keeping my TDE high, which is a big factor in that. So I'm able to eat more. If I were to not step, I would be eating like 2,000 calories. I would feel like absolute crap, but currently reversing. This is basically how to reverse, especially if you get very lean. If you didn't get really lean, I don't even really need to do this, but if you didn't get really lean, there's no point in doing it. I didn't really get too lean, but I'm just gonna do it because why not? And I wanna kind of maintain this body fat, and this going slower helps me. So I was on 2,600 calories, 15K steps on the cut. Currently I'm on 3097 to be exact with 15K steps. And then next week, do 3,300, and then I'll adjust based off of what Happy Scale says, because that's the app I use to track all my weight. It tells me my averages. I want to be going up like 0.1 to 0.2 pounds per week, maybe even just flatlining for a little bit, because you can still build muscle in a deficit, maintenance, or if you are in a small surplus. Doesn't matter, because especially later on in lifting, muscle builds grams at a time. It does not take that much energy and that much like carbs or whatever you're eating excess of to actually produce the muscle. It's just pointless, just because you guys have a correlation with size, meaning fat and muscle. That's just not how it is. You guys just need to take a step back and understand. I'm not just targeting anybody, but I'm just saying the general population needs to understand that 200 lean will never happen if you're 160, 5'6", and you're pretty lean at that body fat, and then you bulk up 40 pounds. You think you're gonna gain 40 pounds of muscle in a year without PEDs? No, bro. Just lock in and slowly get there. I don't even know if that's even possible, 5'6" or 5'6", 200 lean. So like I said, TDE calc will give you a rough estimate of your maintenance, and then trial and error, look through your data. Again, we want to use data to our advantage. I'm a very data-driven person, so that's something I like to do. That's my bread and butter, to look at the data, look where I'm going in Happy Scale, and manipulate my calories through that. Obviously, don't hyperfixate on it and say if you walked 17,000 steps instead of 15,000, you get yourself an extra 50 calories. No, we're not doing that. Just eat consistently, don't nitpick, and don't hyperfixate on certain things. Oh wait, that's it for the video. I didn't even realize, but hope you guys enjoyed. It's pretty simple to maintain a lower body fat percentage. Basically what I would say is don't binge as soon as you get out of the cut. I know you guys could have a cheat meal, but don't go like crazy 10,000 calories. Keep your steps high. Many people just tend to drop off. You don't need to be doing as intense cardio if you were, and then just eat more and experiment. Look at the data. Take it slow. There's no rush. You guys aren't competing. You guys aren't like trying to impress anybody. Just take it slow. Do it for yourself, especially if you want to maintain that physique and reap the benefits of maintaining that physique. Just do it slow. Take your time, and you guys will do it. Peep the crazy tricep striations on the right. I didn't even realize I put the image there, but I want to maintain a lower body fat percentage. I know you guys do, because it makes us all look better and we all feel better, especially when we're in the maintenance phase, not the cutting phase. But tap in, and I hope this helped you guys. Again, tap into the Discord. If you guys have any questions about this video, you can ask them in the comments or in there. It's always in the description. And then Longo on EKKOVISION, code Longo, save you some. That is like the best brand. I know there's some drama going on, but it is the best brand. For supplements, literally have a full supplement. I don't know if you guys can see that. Literally have so many supplements. Most of them are from EKKOVISION. And then I have a Gympin code, which is LONGOLIFTS. Tap into that to save you some. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.